Hi, my name is Immaculate Nantongo, and today I want to talk about the power of confession. What do you say about yourself? What do you speak? What comes out of your mouth? The Bible says that as a man speaketh, so he is. Confess, positive confession, where you confess good things about yourself, affirmations. Many of us, we're a product of the words that we say, and that is the truth. If you talk about yourself that, oh, I'm a failure, yes, you are going to be a failure. I have so many friends who talk bad about themselves, and when you look at their life, indeed their life is a reflection of the words that they say about themselves. The Bible says that life and death is in the power of the tongue, meaning every word that you're going to talk about yourself actually carries power. So when you wake up in the morning, what are the first things you say about yourself? Some of you say, oh my God, and trust me, that day is going to be like that. Around, I think, 7 years ago, I made a decision that I'm never going to confess negatively about my life. And I don't think anyone can come out and say that Ime has ever said I'm broke, that she's broke. No. Even if I don't have money in my bank account or on me, and you ask me, oh, Imi, how are you? I'll just say I'm fine, I'm doing great, I'm blessed. I can never confess poverty, I can never confess sickness, I can never confess anything negative about my life. So if your life is not going the way you want, look through. Maybe the problem is what you say about yourself, because your words speak, your words carry power. Your words, the power of a king, the word of a king carries power. So if you're going to bring out negativity from your mouth all the time, such government, what, those things, you will remain broke. But ever since I changed my confession, I confess every morning. I wrote down a confession of myself. I confess that I am rich, that I'm the righteousness of God, that I am wealthy, that deals come to me every morning. I confess those things about myself. And the more I confess, the more I see them manifest in my life. I started confessing those things 7 years ago, and I started seeing them manifest in my life from 2019 up to now. So every day I confess, I confess, I confess. So my advice to you today is make positive confessions about yourself, about your business, about your bosses, about your children, even your children. Affirm them. Affirm them with the words you speak about them. Tell them that you are bright, and if this child goes on to believe that he is bright, he'll eventually become bright. If you confess that I'm rich all the time, you will attract richness around you, will attract deals that will make you rich. If you confess sickness, you'll always be sickly. So confess health. Say I'm healed, I am fine. For me, you will never in fact, I always say, no, even if it is kusaga, you can never find me seated in a conversation of sebanange sente zibuze. No, I don't. Maybe zibuze bali, but not me. So I read somewhere in the Bible, Isaiah 55:1, where it says that come by without money. And for me, I took that literally. So the action I took, I remember that time I was still building my house. I was looking for accessories. I didn't have any money. I remember I was home. By that time I used to stay near town. I had 1,000 shillings on me. Yeah. I took a taxi from my place to Nakasero. Was 500 shillings. So I took a taxi to Nakasero. Yeah, I took a taxi to Nakasero and I went shopping. I went buying without money. Yeah, like I took my notebook and I went from shop to shop, from shop to shop, until I found what I wanted. So in every place I went, I remember I wanted a bathtub in my bathroom. So I asked different bathtubs, what they do, their prices, blah blah, those things, all the details that I need to know, until I zeroed on one. I said, I'm taking this one. So that gentleman actually got a book and started writing down my receipt. I told him I want 2 toilets. I picked my toilet, I picked the kids' toilet, I picked the taps, the faucets that we needed, the sink, everything. And I made him write down. And he wrote down, we bargained. I bargained like I'm taking the things that very, very day. Huh? So Afterwards, I told him, kati balance toto yange erichi. Na mulia sente ne mugamba, oh, okay. Kakati give me time. Ngenda kudda mpa your card, ngenda kudda nkolechi nkuguleko. And when I walked away that day, I told God, I've done my part. I've went down, I've acted on my faith. I've gone out and bought without money. I remember I called a friend of mine, Doreen. Actually, if you think this story is wrong, Doreen Mazapiko. Yes. I called Doreen and I told her, Doreen, I'm from buying without money. And I told her the whole experience. I think around 2 months later, I had all the money to buy everything that I had seen, like the total of the things that I needed. Also, another example that I tell people, when I was buying, before I bought my first car, I called a friend of mine. You know me, I be crazy. It's okay to be crazy. I confessed a car for some time, and I said, I cannot confess a car when I have not visited the bond. So I called a friend of mine one Saturday and I told her, let's go to the bond. So we went to Iwasa and picked out a car. I said, this is what I want. It was 44 million. We discussed everything. We looked at different cars until we landed on the one we wanted. So we spoke, we concluded the price. Sawa za kugenda mu office tukusasula. We told them we shall come back. Yeah. And for me, that is how I live my life. I think 9 months later, my friend bought the car. Yeah, not that very car, but she bought a car. And a year later, that is when I bought my first car. But I know that all those things come together because I confess and go out and act my faith. So today, I'm asking you, what do you want? Confess right. Do you want to be rich? You might be the guy, you want a car. Go to Bonds and ask about cars. Familiarize yourself in that environment and you'll see that come manifest. Do you want a visa to a place? Do your Google searches about that place. Know all the information that you need to know about that place. Basically, take an action to your confession. Confess it and also take an appropriate action that suits that thing that you have confessed. So as you wake up in the morning, be mindful about the words that you speak about your life and the words that you speak about your finances and those around you. And I know if you change your confession, you will have changed your life. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bambi, please. And then be a member of the Fabulous Beautiful Homes group. Thank you so much. I've been Immaculate, your host.